Hello and happy Saturday from Radically Rational and RadicallyRational.com. I'll start with some football. You would expect nothing less. It looks like the Cowboys are going to part ways with Amari Cooper. That's unfortunate in some respects, but it's understandable. You can't pay a guy like a number one receiver if you're not going to treat him like a number one receiver. So no telling, with the exception of CeeDee Lamb, what the Cowboys receiving core is going to look like next year. And this is apparent to me. I cannot envision a scenario in which the 2022 Dallas Cowboy roster will be as good as the one we just saw in 2021. And of course, they didn't make it happen either. This is going to be a worse roster in a better division in 2022 than it was last year. So it looks to me like the Cowboys may have once again missed their window of opportunity. So I'm watching the Combine last night. One of the things I love about football is the game evolves. It's great. So they had the running backs on last night. Remember when a lot of running backs, when they were in a pass route, when they had to catch the ball, they looked like they were on roller skates and they had their hands on backwards? Man, these dudes last night were smooth and precise and hand catchers. One more reason to love the great game. Okay, so the atrocities continue in Ukraine. Let's spot Russia this. They got a lot of dudes. Now they got a lot of mercenaries. They got a lot of heavy, explosive, falling objects. And yeah, as they'll remind you, they got that thing back there somewhere. But here's what they don't have. They don't have a commitment to fight. They don't have a heart. They don't have a cause. And they've got an army that is F-Troop. And they are fighting the Ukrainian equivalent of devil dogs. And that is why there is still hope here. Okay, increasingly it looks like Donald Trump is just a stray orange hair that needs to be flicked off the nation's sleeve. Damn, I wish I'd said that. But I didn't. That's George Will. So you're telling me George Will isn't a real conservative? You're telling me that George Will is some kind of liberal? Wake up. Cultists, the lasting damage that you will have done to our country and our political discourse is the way you have completely perverted the term conservatism. Whatever you're selling, it's not conservatism, and whoever you are not conservatives. Okay, this was the movement of George Will and Thomas Sowell, and it was a movement that was based on intellect or something. This is not a movement that can be fronted by Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren whatever her name is. This is a movement that can rightly be led by people like George Will. Yes, to a degree like Mitt Romney, for example, who's been right about a lot of things, like Ben Sass, like Jeff Flake could do, well, like Liz Cheney or Adam Kinzinger can do, but instead you insist on living in a fantasy world and detaching yourselves from facts. But you are now officially busted. So do me one favor. Don't forget the red rubber ball nose and the floppy shoes. Uncle! We're radically rational.